Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is mOOnGLaDe coming at you with another StarCraft 2 commentary. And if you happen to be visiting from another channel and you like what you hear today, I would encourage you to consider subscribing to my channel. I am in the process of moving right now, so not putting out too many games, but hopefully soon I'm going to be finished moving at some point, and then I'm going to start putting out a lot more games more regularly, hopefully. In any case, this is going to be an excellent game. I actually cannot wait to see how this game goes. I am really excited about this game because this is none other than a match between mOOnGLaDe and Slayers Alicia. Now, let me give you a quick background of these players while we look at the fact that Alicia has put a pylon on the low ground. Probably going to forge expand here. mOOnGLaDe is a really interesting player to look out for in the future here. He is basically the best player to come out of the SEA server. He wins like everything in the SEA server. He just won IM over Loner recently. Loner, the Chinese player. He won the Asian IM Grand Finals, that is. He wins all kinds of stuff down there. He's from Australia, and the SEA server Southeast Asia is like Australia and some of those countries down in Southeast Asia. Anyway, so very, very, very good player, and is now in Korea. He's been playing in Australia, winning everything over in Australia, and now he's switching up. Well, he's just moved to Korea to try and move into the big leagues, basically. And anyway, so yes, I'm curious to see how he's going to play here because he's just started playing. He's gotten seeded into Code A. Probe just chilling down here, waiting to hopefully block an expansion. He did see that pool go down earlier though, so he's probably going to get. Well, let's see. Yeah, he's going to have enough to build a Nexus and then get a cannon down. He's going to have to play a little bit cautiously depending on how mOOnGLaDe plays at this point, though. Anyway, mOOnGLaDe, I like this. He's just going to get just enough gas to get his speed upgrade for his Zerglings and then take all of his drones off gas but that one on there just so he can save up a little bit of gas. He may have that in reserve in case he needs to build roaches or something like that. He'll have a little gas in the bank while he scouts with a drone. In any case, so yeah, mOOnGLaDe, Warcraft 3 player, very big Warcraft 3 player, represented Australia in WCG in War 3, and switched into StarCraft 2 and is being very, very successful in StarCraft 2 now. And you can tell he's War 3 player since his name, mOOnGLaDe, is the name of an old Warcraft 3 map. Anyway, so this expansion going up, lots of stuff going on here. A couple cannons finally going up. I mean, he had his probe over here, so he knew there wasn't too much pressure coming out when that spawning pool popped. Just making actually, did he even make any Zerglings? Yes, he made a couple Zerglings, and they're just running around the map. He's got the speed upgrade almost upgraded for him, but he scouted with that drone and saw there was a nice tight wall. No reason to make Zerglings at that point unless you were going to go for some kind of a bust. mOOnGLaDe, a very smart player, is opting just to go for an econ based game instead. Look at that. Pop, inject. Just the very moment he was able to, he injects another larva injection there. The sign of a superiorly skilled player. Now let's talk about Alicia here for a minute. I'm really curious to see what Alicia is going to be able to pull off as well. Alicia is a member of the Slayers clan and is also making his debut, yes, his debut, in Code A right now. I think we've seen him before in I don't remember, maybe we saw him in a previous, for some reason I feel like we've seen Alicia before, but I looked it up. I couldn't find any evidence of him playing in previous Code A's or anything like that. But anyway, Slayers is a pretty new clan. Boxer, of course, Slayers Boxer actually decided to sneaky probe in the back. mOOnGLaDe should have spotted something like that. He probably I don't know, we'll see what happens with that probe there, but anyway, so Slayers Alicia is also going to be someone that is going to be coming on to the main stage here pretty soon. Both these players are in a position to really prove themselves and really kind of show that they are big leaguers sometime soon. And there's that probe popping in there just to see what kind of tech is going down. Is not going to spot anything. It's going to spot the lair, actually, I guess, that the lair is nearly completed, so that's important. And also is going to spot that there's just nothing going on, and there's a hatchery at the high yield. Whoa! And this is something that has been pretty common lately. I've been seeing this a lot on the pros, is to take a third base when the Protoss goes for Forge Expand. You can either go for, I mean, because they have to sit back on their bases for so long. Woo, a little bit of FPS lag there. I apologize for that. Definitely going to buy a better video card when I have the chance at some point, and try to get some more processing power in there so I can record at higher resolutions as well. Anyway, woo, look at this. A few more gateways going down. Makes sense. He's probably, let's see, where's the... Yeah, warp gates are almost done researching. So yeah, Alicia just going really bullish on the economy, and just depending on this little wall and a couple sentries there to defend. So mOOnGLaDe hasn't had to build anything but drones. Again, 4 Zerglings on the map for mOOnGLaDe right now. So both players just kind of sitting back and opt to just go mass econ. And I think this is going to favor mOOnGLaDe. Look at this. Almost fully saturated high yield minerals base. Actually, I think, yeah, it is. He could use like 1 extra drone basically or something. 1 or 2. I mean, obviously you can oversaturate with 3 on some. Anyway, yeah, so just massive amounts of drones. There we go. There's those few extra drones going over there. So he's going to have full saturation at that high yield, half saturation at his natural, and decent at his main. He's going to have a ridiculous income here pretty soon. Yeah, look at this. 1,700 minerals a minute coming in for mOOnGLaDe compared to just the 1,300 for Alicia. Anyway, Alicia is chrono boosting out some good upgrades, though. Just that 1 forge, he's going to get +1 weapons really quickly. And his warp gates are going to start coming in now as well, yeah. As well as upgrading Blink. So, again, just kind of chilling back there. Just get these 2 sentries and then go mass Blink Stalkers off these 2 bases is what he's going to do. And, yeah, he's going to have to do something about it pretty quick, though, because he's kind of missing his opportunity. mOOnGLaDe, uh-oh. mOOnGLaDe is starting to build units, ladies and gentlemen. It is on now. He is done droning. He is starting to build Hydralisks. He's got the Hydralisk then upgrade already finished, and he's building a Roach Warren as well. He's just started upgrading Roaches as well. So he is pretty much done with droning now. He's got, let's just check that, double check that. Look at that. 56 Harvesters. Very nice harvester count here on these 3 bases, and he is going to start pumping out massive amounts of units, and he knows what's going on. He knows that these Blinkstalkers are going on here. He had an Overlord over here earlier. He saw the gates. Blinkstalkers blinking in, taking out some drones, and he actually might have wanted to use that blink to escape, run in first and then escape with the blink. Loses a few stalkers there, and does take out a few drones, though, it looks like. No, just a couple at that point. And yeah, look at this. mOOnGLaDe coming in with those Hydras, able to wipe the floor with those Stalkers. Hydralisk so good against gateway units, low-tech gateway units, I should say, without any support. I'm curious to see if he's going to... Yes, he is. Okay, if he's going to switch up and try and get some Colossi. Yes, he is. Of course he is. He's going to have to against Hydralisks. And look at this. mOOnGLaDe, so smart, switching up into Roaches. He only showed, I think, 1 Roach in that battle. He may not have even showed any Roaches in that battle previously. So... not really going to expect him to just go mass Roach, and he's predicting that the Colossi are going to come out. So he's got these Hydras. A smart thing to do, because he may not have actually been sure, come to think of it, what was going on in there. Let's go ahead and check and see what mOOnGLaDe can see. Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of vision. He did see the Quiet Council. Sorry, I missed a little bit of harassment here. A couple Stalkers going down in exchange for a couple drones is what it looks like, or Roaches. So he did see that Twilight Council, and so that may have been why he said, okay, I'm going to go Hydras now. He may have been predicting Blink, or, you know, if charge lots, the Hydras are pretty good against charge lots as well. If you have a meat shield of Roaches in front of them, all of the Roaches do just fine by themselves. Look at this little sneak attack coming in the back, trying to take out this base, this fledgling base before it can happen. He's blinking his Stalkers back to try and come back and save this, desperately warping in Zealous just to buy time for this Nexus, and it looks like actually there weren't as many Zerglings there as I thought there were for a moment. So those Zealots are going to be able to distract long enough. No major damage done to this Nexus here. But in the meantime, oh my goodness, ZOMG huge. 175 supply from mOOnGLaDe. Ridiculous. And that is what happens when you have the high yield minerals. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Alicia doesn't quite have full saturation at his bases either with his probes here. I mean, he's just transferred a bunch down here, so he's going to maybe start refilling that. but it doesn't even matter. This is ridiculous. Huge army coming out here. Where are the Colossi? There's a single Colossus out, and I don't know if that single Colossus is going to be enough to hold this off. This is going to be an absolute slaughter from mOOnGLaDe at this point. Some nice force fields going down, blocking down that ramp, blocking for the Stalkers so they can take care of those Zerglings at peace. But I don't think he has enough energy for... let's see. Yeah, he's got enough energy for a few more force fields. Nice separation there. Cuts the army in half. He's blinking some of the Hurt Stalkers back to the back. So he's actually going to be able to hold this off. Very nicely done by Alicia. Excellent work. And by the way, I did check beforehand, and these guys are actually in the same group in the Code A brackets. They're both in Group B, and so the way the brackets are lined up, this could be actually a matchup. If they all win their matches, this could be a semifinals matchup in that group, which would mean this would be the top 8 to see who was able to get up into the top 4 and have a better chance of selecting their opponent in the up and down matches. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail about the GSL right now, but point being, these guys, this could be, I believe this is just from a ladder. Yeah, there's no observers in this. I think this is just a ladder match. But these guys, could be meeting each other in a major tournament as well, so this could be a preview of things to come. Couple Colossus now in play. Lots of Roaches, though. Coming in here, he's going to try and bring those Colossus back on top of the Stalkers, making it hard to target fire them. Also protecting them. Lots of Stalkers going down. He's blinking some back. I like this, moving the Colossi up to the high ground. There's no vision around here right now. Overlord trying to come in here to get some vision here. There might be just too many Roaches. Beautiful Stalker micro, though. Just microing back, making sure the Roaches can't stay in range, making sure the Zerglings can't do very well either. Hydralisk coming in from the side. Oh, are they going to pick off that one Colossus at 7 hit points? So close to death with 30 kills on it, though. 18 kills on this other one. Absolutely ridiculous there. It looks like there was a little bit of a counterattack over at this third base as well by half the army. But, wow, mOOnGLaDe might actually want to start thinking about taking a 4th base, and Alicia, on top of that thought, has gone over, put an observer there. He's going to go and check the other bases just to make sure. Spire's in production now as well, and some more Hydralisks. I wonder if he's thinking that he can... I mean, it's good to have those Hydras. You don't want to just have... Well, I mean, you can do okay with all Roaches. You still want to have some Hydras on hand if you don't have a Spire yet, just in case of an air unit switch. And also, as long as the bulk of your army is Roaches, some Hydras are really good to have in the background, even against some army with Colossi, just to get a little bit of extra DPS in the background. Because if they're in the back, the Colossi aren't going to be doing major damage to them, and they can still do significant damage to the Stalkers in the front, especially if your opponent is going Stalker heavy like we see Alicia doing. Anyway, so this high yield's almost mined out, so he definitely needs to start thinking about getting a couple more bases here. And let me just check the army tab again there. Yeah, so things have evened up as far as supply goes. Wow, evened up a lot, actually. He actually lost a lot. I didn't realize how effective those force fields really were. And look at this. 5 Colossi now marching across the map. This is starting to get to the disgusting level where once you have about this many Colossi, nothing can really kill you. You can just destroy things so quickly on the ground. It's hard to do anything about it. A lot of Corruptors are coming out now, though. If he can stall long enough to get those Corruptors out, he may be able to effect some kind of an attack. He might be able to pick off those Colossi before they can do anything. Overlord creeping things up, just stopping that expansion for a little bit longer. And this Observer's been really consistent about running around, seeing if there's any armies coming up this side of the map, and checking for extra expansions, by the way. Just a little side note there. Alicia's been doing very well at that. Here come those Blink Stalkers moving up the side of the map. They're going to encounter a nice army. Looks like the Corruptors are going to come in from the side. They're going to be able to snipe one of these Colossi that was out of position pretty easily. Stalker's blinking back. He's actually leaving some of those Colossi a little bit naked in the front. Now the Colossi are in the middle of all those Stalkers, so the Stalkers are able to get good hits off on the Corruptors, but the Stalkers are having to focus fire on the Roaches instead. He takes out all of the ground army, though, so the Stalkers are now able to completely focus on those Corruptors. Are they going to be able to take out? Yes, they barely take out the last Colossus in time, and he's going to have to macro up a ground army very, very quickly. I don't know if Alicia realizes how much of an advantage he took just there. And actually, I didn't realize how little of an advantage. Well, he took an advantage, but not as much as I thought he did for that moment. I didn't realize he had so many units coming out. Not quite enough for him to deal with just those Stalkers. Another Colossus is coming out now at this point. to try and help out. I like this little blink over, trying to take out some drones. Nicely done. Coming in from the side as well. If he can take out this army, though, he'll be able to take out that third base and move on to the fourth. This is crucial. He needs to hold this. The Colossus doing major damage from the top here. Is able to micro back onto that cliff and still get vision. Nice positioning there. Beautiful place to battle. Alicia doing massive, massive damage and is broken mOOnGLaDe's army again. He's got massive amounts of stalkers in here, and mOOnGLaDe GG's and leaves the game. Beautifully played by Alicia, and I thought Alicia was going to go down so hard when that maxed army came over here against his barely over 100 supply army. But those two, and yes, there were only two sentries, saved the day, force fielded this ramp, and by holding off that ramp, he was able to do it. And I think mOOnGLaDe thought the same thing that I did. He said, all right, those was force fields, and there's only two sentries there. I can go up this ramp now. And that other sentry had maxed energy and was able to do another 4 force fields, cut the army in half, which enabled Alicia to take that battle and get himself back into the game by securing that third base. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that very much, because I certainly did. That was a great game, and I'm really curious again to see how these guys do in Code A, because this was a great match. Both players showing some absolute skills, some very, very good skills going on. Both excellent macro players as well, you saw at the beginning of the game. Anyway, again, if you enjoyed this, consider subscribing to my channel. I'm going to be trying to come out with a lot more games here pretty soon. And thanks very much for watching. Either way, take care.